In this video, I want to share about a fascinating experience I had meeting the Dalai Lama. I am a very big fan of his because I believe whether you're into Buddhism or religion or not, he's led his life in a really positive, healthy, peaceful way that has made an impact on many of those that he has helped. So one day I heard that he was going to be at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. I was living in New York at the time, and in the past, as a little kid, I used to collect autographs, and I knew that Radio City Music Hall was a place where there was an entrance that the person performing would come in and out. In past years, I had met Frank Sinatra there, and Bette Midler, and a lot of other famous people. So the day that Dalai Lama was supposed to do his talk in the late afternoon at about 5 o'clock, I said to myself, let me wake up early, go down there, and wait by the stage door and see if I could meet His Holiness. I would love to have him sign my book and maybe get a picture of him. So I went down there and I started to wait, and I waited right by the door. And it was just a really nice day. I was literally right where he was going to walk in. And after about an hour, just kind of talking to people that were coming in and out of the stage show, I met a gentleman who worked with His Holiness, and he actually gave me tickets to go and watch the performance later that day for free. So I was so excited that I was going to get to go to this wonderful talk the Dalai Lama was doing, and it was going to be a really nice way to hear his lessons and listen to him. So I was waiting and very excited as well because the Dalai Lama, I knew he would have to come in soon because it was getting close to 5 o'clock, and I was waiting right by the door, so I knew he would pass me. Well, all of a sudden, about 5 minutes before he came in, there started to be a lot of police and security, and instead of waiting 5 feet from the door, they put me about 500 feet from the door. And I was all the way down the block, but I learned from my earlier days as an autograph collector to be very persistent. And when the Dalai Lama came on the street, there were about 15 police cars and Secret Service cars and motorcades coming, and he was very far away, and I held my book up and I said, Your Holiness, Your Holiness, at the top of my soft voice. And I kept saying it for about 10 seconds, and I thought, well, who knows, maybe it would come over, but I was very, very far away. Anyway, Dalai Lama gets out of his car, and he's looking around, and he can hear me, which is amazing because I have a very soft voice, and he hears me, and he looks around, and he spots me, and I hold up my book, and he called me over with his finger, and the security starts to let me through, and I went close to him, about 10 feet away, and they handed him my book, and he autographed it for me. And I asked him for a picture, and he smiled, and I have a beautiful picture of him waving to me, and I cherish both of those things, and just a very cool experience to be able to meet the Dalai Lama and to see how kind he was. He didn't need to come over to me and acknowledge me. He could have easily walked in and just said, forget it, but he's a kind, warm-hearted human being, and I believe he's going to continue making a positive difference, and he certainly inspires me and is one of my heroes. I want to share, we run a free community. I'm a social worker and life coach, and my wife and I started a place where if you're facing any type of struggle, you can go and find support. We also get together to network, to encourage each other, to find motivation, to fill each other up with hope, and I'd love you to check out our community at willlisten.com. That's WILLLISTEN.com, willlisten.com, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for listening to my story about the Dalai Lama, and I encourage you to read some of his books because they're very uplifting and he's a great person. Thank you.